Welcome back.
All the best. Be Fallon for the bull.
Whether you are joining us having switched over from the European Tour or whether you've just been waiting patiently
25.
for the action to resume. I'm pleased to have you with us. And we have a quarter-final match
Outside,
between
Fallon's won the ball.
Fallon Sherrock, who's looking to bounce back and bolster her bid for a return to the Palace, where she was crowned Queen a couple of years ago, against Bulmer, who reached the semi-finals
134
of the first event of the day. And before we start jaw-jawing with Jaws about this one, it's worth just bringing you some breaking news that perhaps that chance for Fallon Sherrock to win this event has got a little bit easier because her nemesis and the winner of the first
85.
event, Lisa Ashton, is out, beaten 4-2 in the quarterfinals by Joanne Locke. Colin Lloyd alongside me. That will be
24.
A big boost for the remaining players. Of course, these two won't know about that at this stage, but it certainly will be a boost when whoever wins emerges from our streaming booth, won't it?
60.
Certainly will, mate. Great boost for Joanne Locke. Great result for her. I was just saying, Murph, weren't we, before we come on air, that she had a decent series last year. And today looks like she's going to have a decent second series.
Yeah, great win for Joanne that sees Lisa locked out of the second event. Jo Locke in last year's Women's Series.
137.
Some very, very good performances. Was probably one of the best of the rest. She reached a semi-final on the first day. As Sherrock looks at the ball here.
97.
Well, no bull for Sherrock. Can Bulmer take the first leg?
50.
We have to say that was a decent opportunity there for Bulmer to win the first leg and with a breaker throw. Sherrock now looks in to tidy up this 25, which she duly does on the double 8. So a nice little 17 dart holder throw for Fallon Sherrock. Gets her up and running in this match.
Just reminds me a bit of the start of that match between
95.
Lisa Ashton and Lorraine Winstanley. You get your chances early on, you've got to take them, otherwise it does become an uphill task against the likes of Fallon and Lisa and Dieter Hedman.
Players can sometimes think, Murph, that I've got an opportunity here and it's something
48.
they didn't expect to get. And so when it does arise, you know, you sometimes stutter with it. And when you stutter with it, you will be duly punished the very next
140.
throw.
This is just the third meeting between this pair, and Sherrock has won each of the previous two semi-finals at the World Trophy back in 2018
60.
and just a couple of weeks ago at the England national singles. In fact, when she beat Bulmer in the World Trophy, she went on to win that tournament.
91.
So victory here could be a good omen for Sherrock.
Well, only 9 darts thrown and
60.
Fallon's left herself with a big fish, and who's to say she gets the first 2 darts right that she wouldn't have had a go at it.
100.
Interesting to think about who is the best or the greatest at the moment. A lot of people talk about the battle between
41.
Lisa Ashton and Fallon Sherrock, who is looking at double top to double her lead.
Game shot.
And she takes it out. A very clinical 70 checkout. 15 dart leg. Absolutely superb from Sherrock. But yeah, we've also got in the field Dieter Hedman, one of the most successful title winners in darts. Trina Gulliver, a 10-time world champion. Do you think that Fallon Sherrock at
99.
Age of 27 could go on and eclipse some of those achievements? But it might be a difficult question to answer because it
41.
might be a very different setting. But in terms of leaving a legacy in the game, I mean, she's already done that at this age. But could she go on and perhaps win
140.
multiple big women's events, and maybe even we've just seen her in the final of a PDC event. Is she the kind of trailblazer, the one for everybody to follow?
41.
Well, yeah, at this moment in time she is, yeah. She's had the opportunities and she's created the opportunities for herself and she's taken them.
I think what I'm getting at is probably, can she get better? Can she get even better?
Yes. Yes, she can, yes. Like you said, she's only 27 years old. I'm going to talk in my
99.
layman sort of terms. I never won my first major until I was 31 years old. You know, I sort of like matured as a player, as they say. Bullseye here for Fallon.
142.
She went for it. You said she'd go for the 170. She went for the 167.
Yeah. As to becoming the most successful player,
45.
I think Deet is on over 200 tournament wins. Does Fallon have the desire to stay around for another 25, 30 years or whatever playing darts?
She has a desire to stay around in this tournament. She's 3-0 up and 1 away from a place in the semi-finals. And of course, there may not even be the tournaments available to win that many. Kind of gone the
45.
opposite ways.
The thing, Joe, Chris, you know, there's never an opportune moment or whatever, but people need to get over it. You know, there's nothing
41.
that Lisa can say or do. There's nothing that Fallon can say or do. People are entitled to their opinions. But don't
41.
let it get in a nasty way. There's no need for any sort of nastiness. Some of the comments you see on social media, there's no need for it. They're both world-class performers. You cannot take that away from them.
85.
One's doing one thing and going about their business in their way. One's doing their thing and going about their business in their way. You know, it needs to be nipped in the bud a little bit now. You don't like to see, you like to see rivalry. There's always rivalry in sport. You know that. You're a sporty person. There's always rivalry. Without rivalry, you don't have sport.
28.
And I think it's a nice, healthy rivalry. Let's not tip it over the edge.
Yeah, exactly right. And the players themselves are absolutely fine, aren't they? It's
100.
It's a shame to see when Fallon Sherrock wins a match, it's negative comments about other players. When Lisa Ashton wins a match, it's negative comments about
60.
Fallon Sherrock. Why can't we all just celebrate the success of whoever's doing well?
You know, the success of it all, Chris, let's celebrate
59.
the lovely game of darts that we all love and enjoy. You know, the only way I can, you know, comment on things like that, when I was world #1,
99.
Phil Taylor's the best player in the world. And I used to stand and go, I totally agree with you. And people say, but why are you world #1 now? I said, because I'm successful at tournaments. I can't
60.
help it that Phil hasn't turned up. Have a word with Phil. And people couldn't understand how I was world #1. I'll tell you how I was world #1. Through hard work and graft and supporting the tour. I never ever said I was the best player in the world. Neither of these ladies have ever said, I'm the best player in the world. No, you're not. I'm the best player in the world.
56.
They don't do it. They're more professional than that.
Sherrock could seal another step towards winning another title here, and that is a very good performance from Fallon Sherrock.
Okay.
She may have been beaten by the great rival Lisa Ashton in the previous event, but she's gone a step further here. A 4-0 win for Sherrock in the quarterfinals.